Hey guys, sorry for the gorilla style I have a crappy camera, so until I get a better one, this is all that's gonna work out. Excuse me. So here's the thing. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, and most lately a lot of top 10 lists of people's favorite games. And honestly, more often than not, a lot of those reviewers had British accents, and it kind of bothered me. Not that I have anything against the British, I just thought we need a U.S. opinion. Upper Midwest anyway. Before I get started, I want to point out this is my personal top 10 list, and it's of games I've played and owned. Obviously there are a ton of games out there that I can't afford to get every game. So, there's that. And then, this is just on regular DS games. I'm not going into all over the spectrum of mostly Nintendo games. I have some PS2 also, but whatever. This is just my top 10 of DS games. So, first one is 100 Classic Books, which I know is not technically a video game. Well, it is and it isn't. It's basically a bunch of books, but it's really underrated. There's a lot of good stuff on here by a lot of well-known authors, like Edgar Allan Poe. I'm spacing. Mark Twain, guys like that. I actually read the first 10 pages of Dracula. I haven't really had a lot of time to play it, or read it, whatever you want to call it. Number 9 is Transformers War for Cybertron Autobots Edition. I don't have the Decepticon Edition, and granted, it's not the best game in the world, but you know what, it's Transformers, and with the crap that they have had, it's really good to find one or two games that are actually good. Graphics aren't the best, but it's a handheld by a third party. It's not going to be the best there is. Number 8. This one I had a lot of fun just finding because I'm a huge fan for anything Club Nintendo, including Game & Watch Collection Volume 1. I want to get Volume 2, but I don't have the money for it because you can only find it on eBay. They never release these games in stores. Club Nintendo is awesome, and 9 times out of 10, the stuff they put out is also awesome. This game has Oil Panic, Donkey Kong, Greenhouse, and I thought there was one more, but I'm not seeing it off the top of my head. But it's a lot of fun, especially if you enjoy some retro stuff like the old Game & Watch games. Let's see, 10, 9, 8. Number 7. Pokemon Conquest. This was an awesome game. It's a crossover between Pokemon, obviously, and Nobunaga's Ambition, which is a Warring States, feudal Japan war game. The problem I had with this game was it was too short, and after the main story, you don't get to play as your main character. You're playing as other guys, and that's not what I was looking for, you know. I enjoyed playing the one character with my team of Pokemon, and after the main story, that changes. Now, it was a long time ago since I played it. I played it when it first came out, beat it in like 2 weeks maybe. Maybe it's longer, maybe it's shorter. I don't have the best of memory. But yeah, that was my problem with it. Number 10, 9, 8, 7... Number 6. Digimon World Dawn. Now, this came out with a partner game, a lot like the Pokemon games, Digimon World Dusk. It's kind of trying to pick up off the Pokemon angle, but it's different. And if you've seen the show, you have an idea of what I'm talking about, at least the original show. It's a lot of fun to get your Digimon up the levels, and what I love about Digimon over Pokemon is you can go back and forth in their evolutionary charts. So, it's a lot of fun, great story, a lot of content. I really don't have anything negative to say about it, other than the fact that it's the Pokemon syndrome. If you don't have both games, you can't get every Digimon unless you use cheat codes, which I am admitting that I have done before. So that's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Number 5. This is not the game. I have it on loan. This is the imported sequel, because we never got the sequel in the States. This is Last Window, The Secret of Cape West. The game I'm putting on the list, though, is Hotel Dusk, Room 215. It's one of those novel games where you're basically reading a book, but it's multiple choice, and if you pick the wrong way or do the wrong thing, you screwed up and game over. And it's a lot of fun. It's a novel mixed with some detective elements. You gotta find items and all that. It's a lot of fun, a lot of interesting stuff. I love this game. I love the original. Wish I still had it. It's on loan to a friend of mine, but it's awesome. Check it out. Check both of them out if you can. Number 4, Resident Evil Deadly Silence. I am really tired. Resident Evil Deadly Silence. This is an awesome game, but the problem with it is it's basically the PlayStation original game condensed onto DS, which is nothing wrong with that. It's the exact same game. Actually, there's stuff added into it. There's a rebirth mode, which takes advantage of the DS functions. But the one problem you're going to have to be turned off with, it's basically the original game on a DS. A lot of people are like, oh, there's nothing new about it, so why would I want to play it again? I love this game. I can never get enough of it. Number 3. This was a hard pick because there's a lot of these games out, but this was always my favorite, at least in DS. Pokemon Soul Silver version. I loved all the Pokemon games. I have all the DS games. My favorite of all time was Crystal, which they have never re-released, which sucks. But all the stuff that was imported into Crystal was put into this along with some other stuff. Awesome games. You can never go wrong with Pokemon. Number 2. Inuyasha, Secret of the Divine Jewel. Now, obviously it's an anime ported to a handheld. It's the only game I know of that Inuyasha that they put on DS. I love it. It's an RPG. It's real tough towards the end. I had a lot of trouble figuring stuff out. But you know what? That's challenging. People love that. I struggle with it sometimes, but I enjoyed it a lot. And if you're a fan of the anime, you're going to love this game. Number 1. And this was a tough call. There's a lot of games on a lot of lists, and it's always tough to pick the one you want. This one was kind of a slam dunk for me. 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. This is another one of those video game novel kind of things, like Hotel Dusk, but it's real cerebral. It gets in your head. You gotta know. You have to use your head a lot, even to just understand the plot of it. It gets a lot. It gets really complicated really quick, and there are multiple endings, and you got to go through every one before you can get the good one. And that's the only drawback from these games, is that you have to bust your hump to get these games done. And I just noticed this one says Volume 1, Zero's Escape, which, to be honest, and maybe I missed it, I never really figured out who Zero was in the first game. If it was the same Zero in the new one that came out for 3DS called Zero's Escape, Virtue's Last Reward. I'm pretty sure they are different characters, the character of Zero. But I just finished the 3DS version, and that was tough. And that was the biggest drawback for me on both of these games, was that there wasn't enough closure for me in the ending. Like, if you really understood what was happening, you probably got it, and you probably had all you needed. But for me, I just wanted a little bit more, just a hint more of the aftermath of the characters. And I didn't get that, but it was an awesome game. I enjoyed every minute of both of those games, and I enjoyed every minute of every one of the games on this list, and my camera just bumped. So, if you are curious about any of these games, check them out. Like I said before, this one, Last Window, is an import. The game that's actually on that list spot is Hotel Dusk. I own it, I just do not have it on me. It's on loan to a friend, and I really wish I kept the case right now, but both of these games are really awesome, as is every other game in this list. I encourage you to check them out. Good journey.